So we currently find ourselves in Scotland, and we're staying in a place called Ayr, which is just outside of Glasgow. And the other day we decided to pop into Glasgow to have a little look around and meet the people of Glasgow. And decent, fine people they are as well, like all the Scottish. Absolutely love them. And we got talking to a couple of people, and we said, hey, we're in Scotland for a bit. What do you recommend we do? And there are a couple of things you would recommend we do. Quite a few people said, get yourself up to the Highlands. If you're in a car, get yourself up to the Highlands. Get yourself driving up there. And we were like, wow, okay. We've taken a train up there before, a 10-hour train. If you go and watch that video, you'll see the absolute madness we went through to do that, and we wild camped as well. But we've never been there in a car. And so we started going down a bit of a rabbit hole, and soon we found out this particular route that we're taking today is one of the most beautiful routes in the whole of the UK. Now, we've done some pretty beautiful routes in our time on this channel. And even outside of doing things to this channel, just driving around. You know, for instance, on the drive up here, we had to go through the Lake District, through Cumbria. That's incredible. We've been to North Wales, which is insanely beautiful. And second, sorry? Out of this world, exactly, out of this world. Absolutely beautiful. And so, we want to now go to Scotland to see what that's like. The Scottish Highlands specifically, because apparently the beauty there is unparalleled. And we need to see this for ourselves. Now, as we've said, we've been to the Scottish Highlands before, but not in a car. So we really want to see what the hype is all about and if it's going to make our jaws drop. Now, we've got a couple of routes along the way that we can drop off and have a little look around and then ultimately get to our destination. So join us today in this video where we go and explore what will hopefully be one of the most beautiful drives in the UK, and we'll see what it's cracked up to be. Let's go. So on the first leg of our journey, we find ourselves going into the centre of Ayr, and this is a very, very beautiful, very, very historical part of the country. I believe, if my sources are correct, that this is the birthplace of Robert Burns. And Robert Burns Night, if you're unfamiliar, is a very, very important time in Scotland, and Robert Burns is a very important figure. Now, if I quickly turn this camera around and zoom in just there, you can see the statue just nestled behind there of Robert Burns. So we have a little closer look at Ayr as we go through and see what the place is like. And there's a lot of lots of traffic lights in Ayr, actually.
Traffic lights and roundabouts.
Traffic lights and roundabouts. You'll find yourself stopping and starting a lot, but there we go. There's the old statue there of Robert Burns. And this is your typical kind of small Scottish town. Very, very quaint. Very, very friendly people as well here. Lovely. Making us feel welcome, you know what I mean? Like, we're obviously English, and we always get a bit nervous when we go to different parts of the UK because English don't have the best of reputations across the UK. So we do try to change that a little bit, and we do try to do our bit to prove that, you know, we're not all that bad, you know, though some of us are, unfortunately. But hey, we can't do much about that. So to get things started, we find ourselves in Glasgow on the trip here, and as you can see, it's a very crazy place to drive. Lots going on here, and it's a low emission zone area. Thankfully we checked our car and it is a low emissions car, which is amazing because it's a 7-seater. But yeah, this is a particularly crazy drive, this one, because the roads just bend and wind everywhere. But here we go, let's have a little look at Glasgow then. So as you can see here, it's very, very beautiful old buildings, some Victorian style, though I couldn't pinpoint the exact kind of time period it was created. But over here you can see we've got the famous bridge as well, and yeah, that's Glasgow for you. Beautiful little place. Well, our journey has taken an unexpected turn, unfortunately. Look what's just happened to the car. But the engine lights come on, hasn't it?
Yep, and obviously whatever. And
then also the handbrake light. So yeah, in the centre of Glasgow, in the bang centre of it, the car just went and just gave up. Thankfully we was able to get it started again, so now we're in the middle trying to find a car park to try and work out what the hell's going on, and potentially a very, very, very expensive mechanic bill is due to hit us. So let's see what's going on. So we're currently in Glasgow, stood outside a auto repair shop. Haven't just dropped our car in there, so all we can do now is just wait for a call back from these guys and then hopefully restart the trip again. But I don't even want to know what this is going to cost us. I don't even imagine. You'll find out in a bit, but we're going to go and get a drink or something, go and relax somewhere and just wait the bad news that we're going to get. Alright, so we have an update, guys. As you can see, we're still without a car, and that's because our car is so broken that it's not even worth repairing it, they said. And so what we've had to do is, if we've had to go and rent a car to get us back to England. So what's the moral of this story? Don't drive too far away from home, because you never know what's going to happen. So
But all I can say is I'm glad that we were driving through Edinburgh and not on the Highlands.
well, we weren't driving in Edinburgh, we were driving in Glasgow.
Glasgow, I mean.
But yeah, we're just grateful that it happened in the Highlands.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if that happened to us in the Highlands? Just in the middle of nowhere, stranded, car broken down. So, lesson learned, it's not a great scenario, but look, these things happen, and just life lessons, I guess, you know, we just gotta not be cheap and buy a cheap car. Well, what an outcome. So as you can see, we are not in our car anymore. We're now in this fancy thing, driving some very modern high-tech piece of equipment.
Oh, it's lovely to drive.
We've always had a really crap car, always, and that's probably why this has happened. We've never been that bothered about having a really fancy, lovely car. Never really. I mean, now we're driving in this, you know, it's kind of changed a little bit. We wouldn't mind something like this. But anyway, what happened? So, it was in Glasgow, and as you saw, the engine light came on. So we went up. We found that this happened because we went up a slope. And Glasgow, I don't know if you've been to Glasgow, is quite a steep city. Very, very steep. So as we're going up this slope, engine light comes on, and the car loses power, and we basically stall up this hill midway through, and have to put the hazards on and then kind of force our way up this hill. And so we took it to a garage to inspect it, to get a diagnostic check, 40 quid, all good. And long story short, what happened, Tam?
Transmission has failed. Sorry, I'm just and 2 out of the 4 cylinders in the engine has gone as well, misfiring. And they basically said because of how old the car is, it's not really worth repairing. So that's how come we're in a hire car.
Yeah, exactly. So basically, long story short, the car was absolutely buggered. Now, obviously, you've probably seen the.
You gotta say though,
no, we would say she did a good job, but she lasted us a year and a half.
she just got us all the way to Wales.
Well, yeah, part way to Scotland. So yeah, that's basically what happened. The car was basically a complete write-off. The garage, fair play to them as well. Massive respect to them. I think what they call 24/7
garage.
24/7 autos. I think it is. I'll put it down below in Glasgow. Oh, that's a new sound.
That's a new sound.
Okay, cool. We're not used to all these new sounds in the car. So we were like, okay, well, we, what do we do now? Because basically we've been told that our car is not even worth repairing. You know what I mean? Not even going to bother repairing it. Sorry, just give me a second. Just trying to figure this out. So like that. Right. Still figuring out these new sounds. But anyway, so we obviously had a few choices, which was, and the garage turned around to us themselves and said, well, look, your car goes into, oh wow, that's nice, isn't it? Hey, got a nice view, guys, at least once. They said, look, you got a couple of choices. The first choice being that you could drive the car back to England, and if it kind of fails, we're comped, you see, we've got RAC. You could have them basically save you. And we were like, no, we don't really fancy that, because that's putting ourselves and other people in danger potentially, and we're not going to do that. And then he was like, well, your other option is to rent a car. And so we asked around, and thankfully where we had the car, there was a couple of rental places nearby. The first place we went to, I think, is called Drivelar, something like that. Yeah. Can't remember, but it was something like that. They wanted a £1,500 deposit, as well as like
180 something
80 something quid, yeah. And whereas the company we're with currently, What are they called? Enterprise. This ain't an ad, by the way. Don't do ads. But they did it for 200 quid.
200 quid deposit,
which we'll get back, of course. And like, as I say, 150 quid for the... and that includes not just the car itself, but that's the petrol. So that covers us for the petrol all the way back. So we don't need to refuel it either. And it also covers us for like minor damages, like little chips, cracks and things like that, because you can never be too safe. So, all in all, Scotland is a very, very beautiful country, as you can see, but we didn't get to explore it. And we got speaking to a couple of folk in Edinburgh, sorry, Glasgow, shall I say, Edinburgh. Quite a few of them from Edinburgh, ironically enough. But got speaking to a couple of folk, and they were like, truth be told, we don't particularly like driving that way either, because if you get stranded out in Fort William or anywhere in that direction, you're gonna have a hard time getting rescued, because it's very remote. It's not many places around. So how do we feel about it? Well, we're inside this coffee shop, and
such a nice coffee.
Incredible people as well. Mug Stop, I think they're called. Mug Stop.
Yeah, Mug Stop. It's backed onto like a car wash.
Yeah, it's on a car wash. Please, if you live in Glasgow, please go and check them out. They're fantastic people.
Brilliant.
Genuinely lovely, kind, warm people. They saw that we were struggling, and they were like really friendly to us, gave us some free food and stuff, you know what I mean? Just absolutely wonderful, wonderful people. Set up a new company together and trying to like get it off the ground. So please, if you're in Glasgow, do visit Mug Stop. And they've got a Facebook page as well, so give them a follow. Fantastic people. I don't often do plugs, but they really deserved it, as well as this garage as well, because they were honest to us. They could have turned around and said, look guys, sorry, but we can fix it, it's going to cost you thousands. But I think...
He turned around and said to me on the phone, he was like, to be honest, we could fix it, but who's to say it won't happen again? Because of how old the car is, you know, and that, so I was like, no, that's absolutely fine. I'd rather not risk it. Incredibly honest,
which is a rare trait these days, to be honest. Sorry, and Joe, what makes this worse as well is that I'm coming down with a flu as well.
Oh.
So I feel myself getting bunged up and I feel like an illness is coming on. So it's not been the easiest of trips. It's been a tough one, but you know. So who's in this coffee shop anyway? And they were like, "Wow, you're so chirp and like positive about all of this, despite the fact it's like been an absolute nightmare." And I was like, well, the way I look at it, as I said, we could have been stranded in the middle of nowhere, up in the Highlands of Scotland, and that would have been a lot worse than what this is. We could have been stranded up there, and it was getting dark, and then we would have been looking at a hotel. Plus, we found a pretty cheap car hire. It's a lovely car. You know, this year it came out, so we're being extra careful when we're driving. Very, very cautious. But my God, these roads are mega busy, mega busy. Very, very pretty. So we couldn't experience the beauty of the Highlands by road. We will probably try and come back, but it's the hand you're dealt with, you know. But it's all about a positive mindset, you know. We tried to look at the positive side of things, as I said, you know, about this whole situation, and in the end we were like, you know, we managed to find a rental company for a decent price. We're getting back to England tomorrow, and you know, we're going to be on the lookout for a new car. Again, it's not ideal, but it's all about outlook, and I'm just grateful that we at least broke down. If we're going to break down anywhere, Glasgow's the best place to break down, really. It's the biggest city in Scotland, so I can think of worse places to break down. So yeah, that's the adventures of Team McGrath again. It's been a while since we've done a video, and the first video we do after a while, and I was debating whether or not to put this up, but I thought, you know what, this is kind of acts like a warning to people, so just be really careful if you're going to do a drive of this length. In America, I appreciate that you guys probably do this kind of drive all the time, but obviously in the UK, our roads are quite remote, as they are in America, I guess, but some of our roads are very remote, and if you get stranded, I mean, our cars, we're not really a driving country, you know. Our country's kind of designed partially for driving and partially for public transport, so the services are a bit slower, I guess you could say. But do we regret coming to Scotland? No, it's been an adventure. Much like the video from Oman, it was kind of a bit of a crappy experience at the time, but we'll hopefully be able to look back at it and laugh and look at the positives, you know. And we get to drive a cool car home, which, you know, you got to look at the positives, I guess. But anyway, that's our story. That's what happened when we tried to go up to the Highlands of Scotland. Take that as a warning, if you will. we're now returning back to Ayr, so you know, not far from the Robbie Burns Museum, who, if you're interested, is a Scottish poet and very, very important person in Scottish history. So, and he wasn't born in Ayr, he was born outside of Ayr in a place called Alloway. So I do correct myself from that because I had to do a bit of research. I spoke to a couple of people, and they're telling me all about him. So interesting to know about the Scottish culture as well. And I'll close on this as well. And Glasgow has to be one of the friendliest cities in the whole entire world ever. That's just, everyone's so lovely, honest, decent people, you know what I mean? And you don't get that all too much these days. Yeah, everyone's trying to get money out of you or trying to scam you or something, but Glasgow, everyone's really honest and really decent people. So thank you, Glasgow, you've been really good to us, and we really hope we can return on better terms one day. And yeah, we intend to come back to Scotland and hopefully do that trip, but with a lot more caution, I guess you could say. But anyway, we just want to say thank you so much for watching this video, people. We hope you have a wonderful day and heed our warnings and just be safe and drive in a car that's not crap. So cheers guys, and have a good day. Catch you soon.